A pleasant, blessing, good morning to everyone. The time is now about 8 minutes after the hour of 12 midnight. Oh, I had a good sleep. And I just decided that, I can't go back to sleep right away. But things are happening in my mind. And I have to say something. My people, I am UMAR MUHAMMED, Californian disciple. In this world today, when we look around, those who have eyes to see, let them see, and those who have ears to hear, let them hear. So as we look around and we see and we hear what is going on, ask yourself the question, what part am I playing? Or what part do I have to play? Then what part does my country play? How does my country, how does my country appear in the midst of all these global confrontation? Me, my family. Ask ourselves these questions. Or should someone say, not me? I'm not in this black thing, I'm not in this race thing, not me. Or should someone say, well, I'm a Christian, my God is alive, Jesus is my God, or Allah, or Krishna, or whoever it is, Buddha, whatever it is. The confrontation today, my people, is not about religion. Even though religion is playing a part in it. It's not mainly about religion. Nor who you are, where you are, how much money you have, how much big house, how much cars you have. It's about an awareness. It's about a consciousness as to move this world from one cycle into another cycle. And the consciousness of the other cycle must start from now. From whence ye come, ye shall return. What goes around comes around. How are you, the individual? How am myself as an individual? What part do we have to play? How honest will we be in order to motivate, to strengthen our endurance, to strengthen ourselves, to energize ourselves, to face that change as we go around? Think about ourselves, what we eat, what we drink, how we see the word sex, how we see the word money, how we relate with it in a positive way or a negative way. All these things, all these energies will be able to come together to shield us from the negativeness that is taking place. Because negative and negative cannot work. So you put yourself as the positive one. Strive to be that positive. And when you see the negativeness next to you, you will be able to get along with each other. And that is what's happening now. That is what is happening now. Black Lives Matters. Are you just seeing black people there? Oh no. You are seeing the pale man there also. The Caucasian man there also. Everybody is coming together, both the negative and the positive. And this is a part of the movement from one stage to a next stage. Sorry. Evolutionizing ourselves, changing according to nature, changing according to the plan, changing according to the wind how it blows, so that we can find ourselves in a new era. Or this world will find itself in a new era, a new timing, when our children and great-grand or great-grandchildren will be able to reap the benefit of it. But how are we to reap the benefit of the changes that is supposed to come? How are we to reap the benefit of the overthrow of the negative system, of the vanquish of the negative system? How are we to reap that benefit? If we don't find ourselves in a position to keep away all this pettiness, this stupidness, so that we can rise again. This is what it's all about. Ethiopia shall rise again. And the Ethiopia is we, our consciousness. None but ourselves can free our minds. It's not about how much woman you lie down with, how much bouncy you wine on, how much money you have in the bank. It's a consciousness to bring the world back to how it was. It's a consciousness to get us back to the way we were, the African people, the Ethiopian, the Sabians, the Nubians, whatever you want to call us. And this does not include religion, because we were here before religion. There was peace before religion. There was righteousness before any book come out to guide us, the Bible, the Quran, or whatever it is. Because in the beginning there was blackness. There was no Quran. There was no religion. There was no nigger. There was no Negro. There was no UNC. There was no PNM. In the beginning there was blackness. There was no money, no dollar note, no US money, no machine gun. Within that blackness, that darkness, there was peace. Not until the light came into existence, and out of blackness came light. Then there was a difference in this and that. Right from wrong, good from bad, red, black, white, whatever it is. And the human mind was created to deal with all these things in a positive way. That is why we were given dominion over all living things. But we diverted. We didn't need any book, but we were given laws because we diverted. Because we wanted to have our own way. Disobedience. Obedience is heaven's first law. The heaven was there for us, but we wanted to have our own way. Some of us were too fast, we were too inquisitive, we were too friendly, we were too whatever it is. And we fell into the trap. And when we fell into the trap, we must realize that there were negative forces there looking upon the earth and waiting to devour us. There were negative forces entering the earth's atmosphere waiting to devour us and build their own system out of the stupidity, out of the disobedience of this darkness. Some of the positive forces, realizing what was happening, came into our existence here on earth and bring forth such people as Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Walter Rodney, Pana Bab, or Baba Yanun. And we made a mess of it. We transgress with it. We play with it. We pretended to be with it. And we destroyed it. We destroyed it. These forces that came to guide us back in the form of Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Hakim Jamal, Sir Walter Rodney, Marcus Garvey, Bob Marley, and many others. We didn't listen to them. Right now, the majority of the youth throw Bob Marley, who wants to hear about one love. Who wants to hear about the good messages? I want to rule my destiny. But I say to you that right now, something has happened. When these forces we realized that we were so rebellious, that the people who were sent to guide us, we went against them, we transgressed against them, we mocked them. We said, we are with you, but we were not with you. In fact, while they were talking to us, we were thinking about having a fling with the next woman or with the next sister standing next to us, saying salam or saying wahubat. Some of us were thinking of having some money from the struggle. Some of us were thinking of dressing in African clothes and moving along and saying, yes, brother, yes, sister. But as soon as a man turns his back, he wants to watch his wife and lust in your mind with her. So the forces from outside, because I want you to know this is not just global, this is universal. The forces from outside that came in and manifest themselves in the late 60s and 70s, they see what's going on. We have sent so many to you, and you try to kill them, you mock them, you push them in a corner, and you do things to get them, to keep them down, to get them into trouble. Hear what's happening. But before I say whatever I have to say, all right, let me leave that for later. Hear what's happening. These forces have kept a meeting. These universal forces, different planets, different universe, different forces, alien beings, what have you. They are out there, they are watching us. Some of them are for us, some of them are against us, negative as well as positive. But the forces that were sent for us give us one more chance. One more chance. They have kept a meeting and they decide that since we are so disobedient, since we are so stubborn, since we are so hard, and we want to follow the ways of the negative people, we don't want to be righteous. Young men today talking about nigger. Well, you know they use the word nigger negatively, negro. In the beginning there was no negro, in the beginning there was no nigger, in the beginning there was no bitch, there was no horse. Look at what is happening in the world today with African people. African people, Ethiopia shall rise again. Don't you realize, can't you see the world? The world is global. The world is trying to communicate with us. The world is trying to see eye to eye with us. So therefore, when I was walking up Duke Street today, and there was a car playing some music, nigga this, nigga that, nigga that. But I just shook my head and I said, look at that. The world is going through a global crisis when it comes to race, a global awareness, a global consciousness. You are not hearing anything about nigger life saves or Negro life saves. Black lives matters. That same blackness that was in the beginning, that same darkness is coming around again. So the divine forces from the outside, they kept a meeting and they decided, these people are so hard and they're so stubborn, they are so caught up in the lifestyle of others that wouldn't make them the kind of people they're supposed to be. Oh yes, we can see there development taking place, but time is on us. Time is on us. We are returning to where we come from. The circle is coming back to us from where we started. So they decided that, listen, sometime, somehow, somewhere, something must be done. So don't think that what is happening just like that. There's a reason, there's a force. The man in the store didn't have to accuse the martyr, the brother who died for a noble cause. Didn't have to accuse him for any counterfeit money. But things happen, and how it happens and where it happens and when it happens. Some of us are dead, we don't even see them. And somebody had to be sacrificed. I sent my only begotten son. Somebody had to be sacrificed according to the decision that was taken in that meeting, that divine meeting of all forces from the outside. And the soul of George Floyd was a sacrificial lamb. Am I wrong to say so? Please don't get vexed with me. A soul had to go in order to teach us a lesson, the last lesson, the only lesson. And when that soul had left this world, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. But the negative force had his knee on the man's neck. And the positive force was saying, yes, we cannot breathe. Everywhere black people go is confrontation, is China. In America, everywhere we go, even Trinidad and Tobago, it's being done, but in a very technical way. Because the world knows that time is on us. The world has seen us trying to rise. Raise your head, Mr. African. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. I've got soul, I'm super bad. They see us trying to come back to our soul. The breath of life that can be breathed, that became a living soul. That breath of life said, no more I cannot breathe. But if I don't breathe, my people will have to breathe, and we'll breathe a rebellion, we'll breathe a protest, we'll breathe a demonstration globally throughout the world. And we know that the positive forces are here in this atmosphere and the negative forces. And what's happening? The white people are there, but some of them are there negatively. And some of them are there righteously because they understood. They know it's been happening too long. Enough is enough. We can't take it anymore. In Trinidad and Tobago, I don't know what's happening to the people. I would have liked to see someone ringing the bell for justice, walking down Sally Street and ringing the bell for justice, shouting enough is enough. I haven't heard the bell ringing. We ain't taking that so, but I haven't heard that either. Calypso, Pan Man. Come on, man. We all are African. We all are black people. Black Lives Matters. And Black Lives Matters mean that you must make Black Lives Matters a reality from the way how you act, the way how you talk with your black brother and black sister. It doesn't mean Black Lives Matters only when somebody has done us wrong. It means that Black Lives Matters to ourselves, to our consciousness, the inside of us. Everything starts from inside out. Let the matter of the black life be from the inside, go out. And that's why I'm said, you don't hear nobody say Negro life matters, nigger life matters, dog life matters, horse life matters. Come down with this damn nonsense, man. It's time to wake up. Time to wake up. And if you don't wake up, many more will have to suffer. Many more will have to die. Don't ask me why. My dear young man, Mr. Gangster, the man with a machine gun, let me tell you something. You're outdated. This is no time to hold that little gun in your hand and where you go fight? Where you want to fight? We are in an era of biological warfare. Do you know how to make a virus to kill millions of people throughout the world? No. Can you make a nuclear bomb to kill millions of people? No. So what are you doing with that gun in your hand? You come on Facebook and to do what? To shoot your own people who are looking to rise now? Because your mother, your grandmother, and your great-grandmother and the children to be are all African black people. Why do you want to continue this vindictiveness, this hit for hit, and this vengeance amongst our people? No, I'm not saying to do the same thing to other people. What I'm saying, finding ourselves in a position, you look at yourself and see everybody is dying around you for what? For what? Because somebody wants to get rich by any means necessary. So you have drugs and you have all kind of nonsense going on. Where do you end up? How do you leave your family and what? You think you're rich, you ain't rich. You want to bling, you stop blinging because you don't see any of the Ku Klux Klan that comes in Trinidad as a tourist blinging. You don't see any of the big conglomerates or the 1%, as they say, working to Port of Spain blinging. You're poor, you don't have no money, you want to be rich because you feel probably into some drug business and money flowing, but look how it ends up with everybody trying to outsmart each other and kill each other. So leave that. I know some of you all may have been trapped in such a life, but how are you going to get out? I don't know. You have to leave that and join the demonstration, join the march, support it somehow. Black Lives Matters. I can't breathe. You cannot breathe because you find yourself in a position in life in which you have no right to be there. That was not for you. That is the devil's matrix when you get down there. To believe that you want to be rich, to believe that you are somebody, to believe that you're bad, but you're bad. Look how much bad men, criminals running from Venezuela. Look how much gangs in Venezuela. But they can't fight because the bigger forces, the so-called superpowers, have all the weapons, they have all the guns, they have all the scientific experiment to send earthquake on us, to send storm on us. They have what it takes to create an economical sanction. Look how they have Venezuela. And you there in your little area, probably in Israel, probably in somewhere, telling yourself that you bad, you have a gun, you're going to shoot, you will get people frightened. No, it didn't time come for this petty superiority because you want to think you're super, right? You want people to be afraid you. But that is not what it is all about. We had a power failure in this area. Almost every week a power failure, and the last power failure we had was from 7:45 in the night, over 16 hours to after about 12:30 the next day. And me and see a man who think he bad or a man who think he this or that, could I do anything about that? Because he knows that the system is willing him and the system is prepared that if he does such a thing about that in any negative way, well, that's it. Can't you just give him an injection and say, well, listen, he died when he reached in the hospital, he was pronounced dead. Yeah. Get rid of you in a very subtle way. I am speaking because we want to have sex. We want to have children. We want to have a future. You know how hurtful it is to know that you have worked hard and the next thing you look, you see that future going down the drain. You work hard and the next thing that a man come up there going to you and say, he pass everything. Once you know you have worked hard and honest, I work hard. I ain't commit no violence against anybody. I ain't thief a man. I work hard. I should sell all around Port of Spain. Sell. All around Port of Spain. Sell pie, sell nuts, whatever it is. I know Port of Spain. I slept in Tambran Square for 2 nights. I live Duncan Street, Nelson Street, Abercrombie Street, St. Vincent Street, Henry Street. I work on George Street. I live in Morvan. All them areas like Never Dirty. I pass through all the people know me there. I live in Enterprise Village. I live Diego Martin, Rich Plain Road. I live Carnage, Lansing Terrace, all the areas that you know. And I pass through all these areas and I just try to look at this situation and I say, hey, you ain't come out for that. Everybody have a part to play, but you ain't come to play that part. And I played the part that I know I should be playing. That is why I'm talking to you today. And I have realized that in this system today, the most powerful thing is not to raise your hand, but to raise your mind, to raise the spirituality of yourself in order to conquer. But if you raise your hand and you don't raise your mind, you don't raise your spirituality, you don't raise your mentality, better to raise your hand, because that same hand will pull you down. That same little index finger to pull that trigger. Little things means a lot, and the little thing wants to pull the trigger. On who? On somebody. Somebody's husband, somebody's wife, somebody. So you do have a wife too. When I was confronted in Port of Spain, and a man told me, pass everything, Father. I wanted to pass everything. I looked at him and I said, but you have a father too. Where you getting on with? Behave yourself. And as the man approached me and he coming to me, pass everything, Father. I tell you, pass everything. Everything like what? At $40? This you can't think we just do to our own people. And I looked at said, boy, behave yourself, not pleading with him. He looked at me and he went his way. Probably when I told him, I said, but you have a father too. He was thinking of his father. Do unto others as you would like others to do unto you. Please do not do unto others what you would not like others to do unto you. He looked at me and he went his way. And I give praise and thanks. Because he has a father, he didn't just drop out from nowhere. So you want to tell somebody pass everything. So suppose when you go home, you realize that while you were telling me pass everything, somebody was telling your mother or your father pass everything. Would you have liked that? What would you have said? Well, you know, I just rub a man in tongue. So that's nothing if somebody come and rob them. No. Do so and like so. Yes, there are people who are frustrated. They are angered. They don't know where to turn in the system. They have found themselves in bad company. They have found themselves astray. Some of them are by the roadside. They're into garbage bin. They're into dustbin. They're on drugs. They try to meet up with it, but they couldn't face it. Only the strong survive. The weak will fall by the wayside, and this is what is happening. My dear people, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Then we have the coronavirus, the COVID-19. These things are not happening just like that. It's happening. It's coming together so that we can be awakened, so that we can wake up. You know, sometimes a child oversleeping, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the child is sleeping. So wake up, wake up. Say, leave the child up. Wake up, it's too late, man. The sun is on you, the sun is rising. Wake up before the day comes back again, before the night comes back again. Wake up, my people, before the circle comes back, before we meet where we started from the circle. Wake up. Some of us have gone astray. Our sex life has become something like a, we are trend here, trend there, this man, that man, all kind of thing. And why? Because when we, the parents of before, the parents of the 19th century and so, when we were supposed to wake up, we didn't wake up. Some of us say we following Panabat, some of us say we following Allah, but deep in our minds, we couldn't come out of the sexual orgy that takes place in our minds. The sexual emotion, we couldn't control it. The money was there. And now some of us are seeing it. Let us wake up, please. Please, let us wake up. Let us wake up. Let us control the sexual urge. Let us control the urge for money. Let us control the urge to be violent, to be aggressive. As somebody must say, why? Let us control that. Because we are doing nothing to ourselves, but a danger to ourselves. You know what is going to happen to us if we don't jump on this train that is going in there? The train that says I can't breathe, so we will have to breathe in the future. You know what will happen to us? We will be sorry. We will see our children suffering. We will see our children even coming to kill us, and we can't say anything. It's happening already. This train that we are making today, my dear young man, or my dear parents who are making children, I am warning you. This train will come back to us with a bang, that whenever we tell them behave, they're going to be watching us in our face and say, behave what? You never told me that you used to behave. Let me hear your story, how much you used to behave. So what goes around comes around. So my people, I am saying to you that religion today has no place in whatever is taking place. How could that religion stop the coronavirus? How could the Jesus, especially the white Jesus, how could that white Jesus stop the COVID-19? Who can have a miracle today? Who can heal today? All the big pastors are not seeing them around because they know that all that is non-existence. That is outdated. We have no time for that now. That had enough time to prove itself, and it hasn't proven itself up to today. All what it has proven himself to do is to get people together to drop money in some collection, or to dress up in jacket and tie, right? To be a poor rich man. That's how I call it. To dress up in jacket and tie and say you're serving the Lord. You are not serving the Lord. You are serving the pocket of the pastor. You are serving the bank system. You are serving the commercial system. You are serving those in high places who want to see you down there suffering, humble, meek, and mild, so that they can smile with you and say, yes, Jesus is our God. Jesus is alive. Jesus is coming. Stop at that nonsense. Let something inside of you be coming, so that it can be coming to be going. We are going. Heaven knows where we are going. We know we will. We will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. Oh gosh, so many messages in the music. Can't you understand? Are you just singing Calypso because you want to get to Skinnerford or you want to get to the Savannah? All well and good, but are you just singing for that? I've heard many guys saying that, hey, black people are conscious and patriotic. But it's only because of a competition. A lot of people say things and do things for their own selfish means. And they try to stop those who are really authentic. But ask them themselves, what does that mean to them? How rich they are now? How powerful they are? Can they class themselves with the conglomerates? Can they class themselves with the 1%? Can they go valsing and build a house? Oh gosh, man, come on. Come on, man. This is time to wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Stop sleeping. The system is not a nice system. Because whenever you try to classify yourself with the system, whenever you try to be what you don't want to be, what you shouldn't be, I want to be rich, I want to be, pastor, I want to be holy this and holy that. You know what the system says? You come like a thief from the system. And anytime you see a thief from the system is going to have you thieving from yourself. This is what's happening. When we claim to be holy and our Lord is, we are thieving from ourselves. We are thieving the consciousness from ourselves. And we are replacing it with all these sort of stupidness. When I used to go to school a long time, who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Who? Me? Not me. Couldn't be. Then who? Well, this is what's happening. We see a cookie jar and we think that we are stealing from the cookie jar because we are wannabes, but no, then who could it be? My dear people, this is not a joke. This is seriousness. COVID-19 global. I can breathe, George Floyd's death global. And it's becoming on us global, not just regional. So we Trinidadian can't take out yourself and well, that isn't Trinidad, that is outside. We have more things to come. Because it's frightening, it's going to shake the world up. Some of us are going to fall through the cracks. Who knows? Yeah, when, how, why? You see, this thing about me, no African, and race. Long we have been talking about race, and every time we talk about African, they're talking about race. Little black boy, yes, I know it's a nice calico, but who's the little black boy? Who's the little black youth now that is burning on the stars? Look at in the United States, see what's going on. Look at the black youths. They are burning the stores, they are overturning the police cars, they are doing what? Who is doing it? And we talk about race, and we talk about African people, this and that people. Who is really doing it now? In the midst of African people. I saw two women, marking BLM, Black Lives Matters, and white people chanting, and some of the black people saying, look at when they do this thing on their own selfishness, their own selfish gains, insurance, or what have you. Or they're either doing it so that black people could be blemished. We could be stigmatized in getting that name. So my people in East Dry River, my people around Trinidad and Tobago, I am seeing, we had an opposition party and we had a opposition leader talking about grandmother Africa, and if you cut my blood and all. That's a stupid nonsense. If you cut my hand, I get red blood, and you cut your hand, I get red blood also. But go to the hospital and tell them, I come to give blood, and it's red blood. They will tell you no, they'll ask you, they will make a test as well. What's the quality of your blood? It's the quality we are dealing with, not the color. Stupidies. We don't have no grandmother Africa because Africa is a land and land cannot get old. Land cannot be geriatric. So stop talking all them damn nonsense. And all this, we are one and we are human beings and we are made. We are not equal. Hundreds of years, African people have been struggling and going through atrocities. You go to the internet and see of the kind of atrocities we have. I used to go to church a long time and we had to get out of the white people's seat. They put their brand, their name on their seat to give in the church and all. A woman was told to get up from the bus for a white person to sit down, and she didn't do that. So much of white people were hanged and were burned to death. So much of black people got into business and tried to bring themselves up into business till they were successful, until they were eradicated, they were burned, they were run out of the town. You look at the story, then they say we're lazy, we don't do this, we don't do that, we don't know about business. Look at all these things. So when you come and say you know Africa and you this and that, you are following the old time thing. You are following the slave masters way how we think about us. Let us follow the way we were when we were queens, when we were kings, when we ruled Europe, when we invented the mathematics and the chemistry. Even the word is coming here from Egypt. When we had the bushmats. I can remember some years ago a white man came down here to give a lecture on herbs. And when he was down here, he said, I come down here to give a lecture on herbs. And I'm seeing the same herbs down here. They took our herbs and they changed it into tablets. And many of us running for tablets. They contaminated the herbs. They are contaminating the foods. They are contaminating the food and they are giving us it. And we are eating the bread that the devil needs. The artificial coloring, the artificial flavoring. So much of nonsense in our foods. They are injecting the watermelon. These devils are doing everything. They are eating snake, they are eating scorpion, they are eating everything. And I thought to myself that we were the savage. I thought to myself that we were the cannibal. You hear what Pharaoh said, I never eat a white meat yet. I didn't know that there were other racist people who used to eat snakes and dogs and anything that is in the form of beetle. And today you have seen it. And he's a real cannibal. I'm not here in the country of India supporting George Floyd. I'm only hope they're supporting. I know Africa, Switzerland, Germany. I'm not here in India. I'm not hearing about China. I am hoping. But they should have been already seen globally supporting. But they are not seen. Brothers and sisters, parents, please stop thinking that because you live in Israel, you should get on like some stupidity. Stop thinking that because you have a big bottom woman, that is your passage towards eternity. Stop thinking, Mr. Richman, that because you have money, that is your destiny. Because if you go to the bank with all the money you have and the earthquake comes, I'm sure you will forget the money and run outside to save yourself. And that is why I'm saying the consciousness of yourself is what matters. For inside there is a darkness. Because we were not created with eyes to see down there. And there's a light inside there. Right? So that out of that darkness comes light, and let that light so shine so that everybody can see it, and let it be a color. Positive color. Let it be the color of love. Let it be the color of peace. It is serious. It's more serious than you think it is. So I'm telling you, my people, make food your priority and the kind of food. Plant a lot. Try to save a lot. Do not put yourself on a hat where your hand can reach. Because when push comes to shove, you have to run and leave all that like the Venezuelans do. You have to run and leave all that. So you think it's only poor Venezuelans over here? Rich people too. But they have to run and leave it. Right? Because some man said that he has to sanction Venezuela. And some people over here are wishing for that to happen. Why? Because they have that selfishness in them. That political selfishness, that nonsense. You see, politically speaking, it's not about you being prime minister or you want to be prime minister. My dear politician, it is about you trying to know how to control in this time the minds of the youth, especially the minds of the people, so that they can have a righteous direction, a righteous destiny. Because if you don't know how to control the mind of the people, how to understand and read the suffering of the people, rather than how to understand and read that when you get in power, how you will fix yourself. You, the politician, like the politicians in the States, like which Trump, now tell me Trump, with all the President Trump is, if he could have stopped what's going on about George Floyd, bless his soul. With all the politicians and mayors, they couldn't stop it. So I'm saying to the politician that a time will come when you being prime minister or president or minister of this and that will mean nothing to the people. You just have to step aside and let the people control their destiny the way they want it to be. Amen. Have a good night. I am going to have a good sleep now, and I pray that that I will rise before the sun. Early to bed, early to rise. But it's late. But I was sleeping before. Yeah. But early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Have a good night. UMAR MUHAMMED, Disciple.